take a little bit of shelter so that we can hear Michael Carbone over here. I'm sorry, can you get set, John? Is that good, Michael? Come on over here for a second. This is Michael Carbone. He owns the Beachcomber, which is a big restaurant, bar, and grill here on Seaside Heights. You boarded up. We see you boarded up. You're all ready. I know you your hard hat. Tell me what you've been seeing and how it's been deteriorating as the day goes on.
It's been getting, the water's been getting higher and higher. The wind's been getting stronger and stronger. It seems like it's a lot more than we were dealing with the last time around with Irene. A lot more damage already than the whole of Irene so far.
And we're still hours and hours away from high tide.
By 8 o'clock tonight, they're expected to get to be the worst.
What's your biggest concern now, and how are you going to deal with this as the water comes up onto the boardwalk, which inevitably it will?
The biggest concern now is the flooding of the basement and the flooding of the lower levels. A lot of us have basements down here or full of stock and everything else. But we're just worried about the water coming up and filling our basements up.
And I want to show you one other thing, guys. You've talked to the owner of the beach.
I spoke to him this morning, yes.
Okay, and what's he saying? Because he jets out into the water.
Well, he's home and he lives this one far away, but he's been asking me to keep my reports on what's going on. But he already lost the back steps, already washed away hours ago with this morning's high tide. So tonight's high tide is supposed to be 1.5 feet even higher than this morning.
All right, when you're going to stay here the whole time.
I'll be here.
Watching.
Yes.
All right, Michael Carbone, the beach store. Thanks so much for your hospitality, too. Hey, guys, what Michael was just talking about is right here. This is the beach bar. And if you've ever been down to the Jersey Shore, you know that there are these bars that go out on stilts into the water. Well, that's this bar right here. And Michael, you said he's already lost his stairs in the back? Yeah, already lost his stairs in the back, and we are hours and hours away from the worst of this. Seaside Heights is taking a beating right now, mostly with the wind. Guys, back to you in the studio.
Phil, just so you know, we just spoke with Bill Evans, who said that the wind in that area, since you're having such a hard time standing up there, is about 55 to 60 miles an hour. And we can see the bar that you showed that just lost the stairs, they really didn't do much in terms of boarding up or anything, did they?
Well, are you talking about Michael, the man we just interviewed?
Well, and the restaurant that's right behind you.
You're just commenting on the glass doors.
Michael, come here. Come on out here if you don't mind. If you don't mind getting wet, I'm sorry. The question from our anchors is, they're looking around here, and to them, it looks like that people didn't do much to board up. Is this pretty common, or did people take extra precautions because of the power of this storm?
Most people didn't do too much boarding up because of Irene. They all boarded up, and they got scared and didn't get a lot of damage. I did board up according to mine because I'm facing the ocean and everything else, and we're just going to wait it out and see what's going on. But most of the doors have steel garage doors in front of them. They give them like hurricane proof.
Okay. All right, Mike, thanks. Yeah, so there's the answer to that question. Unfortunately, and look, we've been on the air now for a couple of days, several days, telling people, please forget what you've seen in other storms. This is going to be different. I can tell you, I've covered hurricanes for 17 years. Before this even comes in, this feels different. It is different, and if these are sustained 55-mile-an-hour winds, 75 and 80-mile-an-hour winds are going to do some damage here. But most people have these, as Michael pointed out, these hurricane-proof grates. You see a lot of them, but you're right, David. There are some doors that are not boarded up like that. That's just got a garage door underneath it, those glass doors, and the winds get to 80 miles an hour, and they're going to take a beating. So unfortunately, people didn't, around here at least, listen to what our meteorologists were saying.
You know, Phil, you're in one of the mandatory evacuation areas. There's so many of them along the coast and any of the river areas that we believe that there's going to be some flooding. What's this sense among the people? Is there anxiety occurring right now? I know as we continue to talk about roads being closed and evacuations, there is a sense of anxiety that rises around the people that we work with. How about there and the people who are caught in the middle of all this?
Well, there's no doubt there's a sense of anxiety, but here's the thing. People did board up, as little boarding as some of the people did, and most people are not here. Obviously, with Michael, who we just interviewed, who owns this pretty big establishment here on the boardwalk, there is a great sense of anxiety. He's nervous because he's looking at this already. I mean, look at this already. He's seeing this. This is worse than Irene, and we have hours and hours left to go. So he's thinking his basement. He's thinking what happens when the water starts to wash over the boardwalk.
Right.
But there aren't many people here, and that's the good news.
Good.
All right, and Phil, just so we know, do you have a place to take cover just in case?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Michael says he's going to stick this out here in the Beachcomber, and it's how many levels? 2? 3 levels. So he said if and when the water comes here and our truck is safe, when we cover these hurricanes, the only way we can bring you these live pictures is by protecting our live truck, which has a satellite dish on the top of it. We've tucked that behind this building, so it's safe. We'll be as safe as we possibly can be, and then we'll get out of harm's way.
All right, thanks a lot. The other part of the story is going to be the power outages that the